And then, of course, COVID came along, and my day to day got a big shift. And I found myself working from home, kind of taking care of things and having some free time to work on other things here and there. And that's when I started doing photography. And from that point on, it kind of progressed from being like, okay, in like 5 or 6 years, I'm gonna I'm gonna know a lot about photography and I'm gonna make the change. I'm gonna, you know, live out this experience and then make the change. And then a few months later, I was started saying, 2 or 3 years, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna change it up. I know that I've found something that I really like doing here, and I want to run a business, and this is gonna be the thing. Then it got to, I was saying like a year. I was thinking like, yeah, maybe next summer. Maybe next summer I'll do it. I can like move away to a place that I'll be able to build a bigger network and COVID will hopefully be done with and I can just do the thing that I want to do. And then I talked to Chris after he came back from Nicaraguan circus camp and he convinced me to quit basically in one conversation I had with him. Um, yeah, he basically walked me through his whole experience doing it as well. And it just gave me a bit of a unique shift on it and made me realize a lot of the reason that I wasn't quitting was because of the anxiety of, letting people down. And I guess it's hard to break that mold and you feel really bad about it. But he kind of walked me through his experiences and that's kind of what took me from saying, all right, I'm going to do it in 6 months to like, all right, I need to do this soon. And to make things harder, we're coming up on like the next kind of wave of this pandemic into the fall. So it's not a perfect time, but you kind of nailed it with most people never do it thing. And I think the reason that most people or that some people will never do it is because they're waiting for that perfect moment. And that's just not coming. Like there is no perfect moment to completely flip your life upside down. There isn't. And especially if you're going to do something in entrepreneurship, part of the game, no matter what, like it is intrinsic to entrepreneurship, is embracing that chaos and that everything can just get flipped on its head in a second. And you have to be able to adapt to that. So I said, I kind of figured, I'm like, this is not a good time to just leave my job where I could, if everything shuts down again, I could still kind of have a paycheck and be working from home. This is not a good time to start a photography business where really I should be out networking, meeting people, shooting, traveling. Like that's a big one. I might not be able to do any of that, but in spite of all that, like, why would I not do it now? Because the first year is going to be chaos. It's going to be really uncomfortable. It's going to be hard. There's going to be a lot of times that I'm full of doubt and I'm questioning things. Why not just do that now? Like let's just go do that. Let's adapt to the world around us. That's what we have to do regardless. So maybe it's not the easiest time to adapt, but adaptation is adaptation, and the ability to learn that skill is the most important thing anyways. So that's kind of when I decided to pull the trigger, and I actually went on a vacation to Maui at the start of August, and just of course brought all the gear down, and I took like 5,000 pictures. Like awesome trip, first time traveling with my camera actually. And it just made me realize like, hey, this is definitely what I want. I had a lot of time to reflect, did lots of reading, and all of these things kind of compounded at the same time. And I said, this is the time to do it. Like